Hello and welcome to the Blowout Sports Podcast. I'm Ryan Hayes,
I'm Dylan Bracha.
and we're talking about sports today. We're talking about a lot of football here on this podcast. We do basketball, soccer, football, any sport, but mostly football today with the NFL season starting in just 2 days at Arrowhead.
Big game Thursday night. We got the Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, taking on an upstart Lions team that I think is going to be a little filthy this year.
Old Jared Goff and Dan Campbell coming into Arrowhead. Can they get it done in week one? Can they knock down the Super Bowl champions?
Listen, if you're asking me, I think they can.
Wow.
That's my bold prediction for week one.
Week one, starting out pew pew.
It's the first game.
Interesting. So you think the Lions can do it? You think they can beat the Chiefs?
Well, if we're being honest here, we got some breaking news earlier. Travis Kelce, not 100%.
Hyperextension.
That is the backbone to the Chiefs. If we're talking, I mean, like Patrick Mahomes is going to utilize Travis Kelce the most here.
As a proud Travis Kelce owner,
me as well.
I was very, very disappointed.
This was disheartening news.
It was very, very sad to see. That's going to be a tough loss if he's not there. I mean, he changes the game. Mm-hmm. He's Mahomes' favorite target. I don't think they have the same offense without him. No Tyreek Hill anymore.
There's no Tyreek Hill. There's no Juju Smith-Schuster there anymore. Their best wide receiver is Kadarius Toney, and we don't even know his health state because he's always hurt too.
You know the Lions are going to be hungry.
Yes.
So I'll give you that. I personally do not think the Lions – I'm going with the Chiefs this week, and I think they'll win by at least 7. This week.
I mean, Dan Campbell is going to go for their knees. He says he likes to eat kneecaps. So
he likes kneecaps.
He likes those.
We will see. No Chris Jones either, so that plays into the Lions' favor a little bit.
I don't think there's a lot of defense on either of these teams. I think we're getting a very high-scoring game.
This could be a high-scoring game. We got Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs.
You're trying to hype up Montgomery, man.
I think Montgomery is going to have a great year. I think this is a good offense for him. I give him 12 touchdowns this year.
12 touchdowns for Montgomery?
12 for Montgomery.
Oof. I mean, Jamal Williams did it last year.
He's the next Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
He's the next Jamal Williams. You heard it here first.
Heard it here.
All right. Next matchup we got Texans and Ravens in Baltimore.
That sounds like a snooze fest to me. I'm going to take the Ravens nice and early there. I don't know.
I was just looking to see what the spread was on this game. I mean, it's got to be a wide one. I mean, if you're taking the Texans here, it's DeMeco Ryans' debut here, C.J. Stroud, a lot of newness in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, will they be able to change the culture of recent years? We haven't seen a strong Houston team since about 2018, 2017.
It can't get much worse.
It can't get much worse, and I'm hoping the rookie in there is going to really revitalize them.
I think Stroud's a fun player.
He's a fun player.
This is a fun team. I think this is a young team. This is a team. I don't know. I don't have much to say about them. Yeah. The Ravens, though, they're shooting for it again. Odell Beckham.
They're aiming to expect Super Bowl here.
They're trying to help Lamar. What can you say? They're giving him they're giving him receivers.
Strong rookie receiver in Zay Flowers.
I
love
Flowers, him. Rashad Bateman. I've been high on Rashad Bateman. I like Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, J.K. Dobbins with all that metal in his knee. We'll see what he can do. They'll be strong. They'll have a good defense with Harbaugh. So.
Yes. Yep. I mean, they're primed for a good season as long as everybody stays healthy, and that is the big factor for them.
Definitely. Another rookie debut. We have the Panthers going into Atlanta. That should be an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, we got two teams that nobody expects much from in those teams. Desmond Ridder is still a question mark in terms of quarterback for Atlanta, but they do have their rookie running back, Bijan Robinson. Everybody's very high on him, so I'm excited to see that debut.
Can we get a prediction? Because I do not know which way I'm going on this one.
If I were to guess, I'm going to take the Falcons just because there's more experience there.
I'm going to take the Panthers to be different, but also I do believe in Bryce Young. I think Adam Thielen is a great target for him. I think they're going to have a decent little offense. I think they'll have a fun defense. I think they'll be decently coached. I think the Falcons will be good too, but I'm going Panthers.
Okay. They gave up a lot for Bryce Young.
They did. Hey, right to the Bears too. I'll take DJ Moore over to Chicago.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Crazy trade.
So I'm going Panthers.
Yeah, I'll lock it in. I'm going Falcons.
Cool. Jaguars and Colts, another divisional matchup in Indy. Anthony Richardson's debut.
That is another debut. Back-to-back quarterback debuts here. They're in Indy.
In Indy.
I don't like the Colts in week 1. I never do. They've lost, I think, the last 4 seasons straight. And this is going to be a tougher game. We're talking about the Jaguars, who won the division last year. Another team looking to exceed expectations in terms of they want to go farther. They won a playoff game last year. Like, who picked that?
Not me.
Not me either. So I'm taking the Jaguars there.
I'm going Jaguars, too. I think the Colts are going to be probably one of the worst teams in the NFL this year.
Especially without Jonathan Taylor. If they can't figure that out.
Right. Things seem to be kind of a mess. They had Jeff Saturday coaching them last year.
I don't know whose decision that was. Not a smart one, though.
Yeah. They Richardson's fun. I just don't think you can necessarily throw in a guy who played 12 games in college and expect him to be an all-star right away. I think he'll be good. He's really talented.
He's going to need some time, though. And he also could use some help on the offense. Those 2 wide receivers there to start. 3, I should say. Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Isaiah McKenzie. Those are going to be rough to start off your career with. No X factors there.
I agree. I'm throwing out a prop right now. Over under 21.5 interceptions for Richardson.
I'm going to take the over as we stand right now. I don't think their O-line is going to be enough to protect him, and I think he'll do a couple errant throws, and those are going to get the best of him.
I have to agree.
Okay.
We got Titans visiting the Dome in New Orleans. We got Titans Saints.
So this is going to be the measuring stick for Derek Carr and the Saints. This is one of their bigger games because their schedule is very easy this year. That being said, we also have DeAndre Hopkins making his Titans debut. We have a healthy Derrick Henry in the lineup, and Ryan Tannehill's coming back into the lineup. This is a tough game to guess. I want you to go first.
Winnable game for the Saints. I believe in the Saints. I like their core. If they don't win this game, then I probably don't believe in the Saints as much, to be honest. I think Derek Carr is they needed some balance. They have a lot of the pieces in that offense. I think Michael Thomas is going to be really solid. Kamara when he comes back, Jamal Williams. I think they have all the pieces. Derek Carr is a good quarterback, and I think that team should win the division. And if they don't, then it's wide open.
Yeah, they're the best team on paper right now.
Yeah. I'll say this. If the Saints are bad, then there might not be a good team in that division.
I agree.
Yeah. So give me the Saints.
Taking the Saints. I don't know. I think with no Kamara, and I don't know what Michael Thomas they're getting, I don't think I can take them for week 1. So I'm going to ride with the Titans for week 1.
We got a lot of
conflicting
up and down,
here.
so
Yeah.
we'll that'll be interesting next week. We'll be able to see who
We're gonna see who does better right now.
We're going. It's a blind. It's like a crapshoot at the beginning. We don't know how these teams are gonna be.
Yeah.
So we got Bengals, Browns. A lot of division games week 1.
That's how they do it, and those make for good football games.
They do. I think Bengals Browns should get good. That was the game. No, it wasn't. No, that was the Steelers when they had.
Oh yeah.
The AFC North, regardless, they're
hate
ruthless.
Each other. They are ruthless.
It's good. So hopefully, we'll see some. We got some Burrow and Deshaun Watson.
Well,
interesting matchup.
Are we getting Joe Burrow? Is he confirmed?
He has not been confirmed. Zach Taylor refused to give an answer. This is as of Tuesday. So we will see if we get some Joe Burrow this weekend. That changes things.
I love Joe Burrow.
I don't know who their backup is.
It's not somebody that good. I don't think.
No, I don't think. And then when you're losing Burrow, I think he's a huge part of their offense. So. That if Burrow doesn't play, I think the Browns would win that game.
I'm not high on the Browns as everybody else is. I think a lot of people are expecting Deshaun Watson to go back to the Houston days and the better part of them. So I don't want to just say the Browns are the best team. They lost Hunt, and I don't know what to expect. But if we're talking no Joe Burrow, I don't see that offense running smoothly. And we saw what happened the last time they didn't have Joe Burrow. They didn't win a lot of games. So if there's no Joe Burrow, I have to take the Browns.
I think I'm just gonna pick the Bengals, just assuming we're gonna get Burrow.
I would. He's been practicing, but then again, if you're a good head coach, you don't want to force him into anything and ruin.
Week 1. He's got to play week 1.
Do you remember last year's week 1 with him?
No.
He threw like 4 picks against the Steelers,
really?
And they went to overtime.
Okay,
it was a brutal game.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I'm just gonna hope he plays.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Bengals, but
all right, I'll stick with my guns. I'll take the Browns for week 1.
All right, cool. We'll see. That Burrow could change the plan. We might need to null that one. All right, we got Bucks and we got Bucks and Vikings. That's an interesting week 1 game.
So this is Baker Mayfield's first game as a Buck.
Yes.
Regular season. They got weapons there. It's not like they're. Last year they struggled.
The bones of this roster won a Super Bowl, so
That's
I
true.
mean, they did. Obviously, they had Tom Brady.
Yeah,
and
see,
Baker
that's
is
a little
not
different.
Tom Brady.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, this Bucks team will probably struggle, but it's a wide open division.
It is.
The Saints aren't
They
good.
play the
So,
Panthers twice a year.
Yeah, you give the Bucks a shot. They have some good players on that defense. They've played
They do.
together for a while. The Vikings should be a solid team. It's always a wild card with Kirk Cousins. The Vikings Bucks is a very hard game to call. I think I would pick the Vikings just because of the continuity, but I don't feel confident in it.
It's not prime time, so I'm thinking Kirk Cousins is gonna shine. He's gonna do his thing. So I'm gonna rock with the Vikings. That offense is so loaded. It's gonna take a solid defense to combat and then a good offense to beat them. So I'm gonna take the Vikings this week.
They got the weapons. We got Cardinals and Commanders in Washington.
Yeah, that's a brutal game. That's gonna be the sleeper of the week, I think.
Tough watch, I think. We got a Sam Howell and Joshua Dobbs.
Are you all in on Sam Howell?
I think he's good. I think I like him. He made some great plays in the preseason.
That last game against, I think it was the Cowboys, he looked great.
Yeah, the UNC quarterbacks, they just don't have the best track record if you ask Mitch Trubisky. But I think Howell can get it done. We'll see. This is a big year for him. He's got some weapons. Dotson's a good receiver.
Yes.
McLaurin is really good. I think Antonio Gibson is a really good running back. He's got there. I don't know how their line is. I don't think it's great.
Yeah.
I think, they have some guys you would not want to be starting on there. But, they'll beat the Cardinals, though. The Cardinals should be
without
pretty
Kyler
bad.
Murray is probably the worst team in the league.
Yeah, the Cardinals are no fun.
Their best wide receiver is Hollywood Brown, and you don't know how much lifetime warranty you're getting on him.
They've traded away a lot of their key pieces.
A lot of
but
pieces there is gone. So I don't feel good about the Cardinals this
They
year.
are a rebuilding football team. We have the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers at Acrisure Stadium.
I don't like that new name.
No.
I don't. It doesn't sound the same. That being said, there is no Nick Bosa in this game, I saw.
No Nick Bosa. That changes things.
That changes that defense.
We're getting a TJ Watt, Nick Bosa here usually, but no Nick Bosa.
No Nick Bosa.
That take it to the Steelers. They are in Pittsburgh. A lot of people are very excited about the things Kenny Pickett might do this year.
I mean, George Pickens,
Pickens
great wide receiver.
is going to
Deontay
be
Johnson
awesome.
has been solid.
Freiermuth.
They
got
love
Najee Harris.
Freiermuth there.
A lot of people expecting some Najee Harris bounce back. I think their line should be better. They got Broderick Jones, I believe, in the draft. That should be helpful for them. Their line was very bad last year.
Yeah,
and
it was
that
bad.
that
And
the
Najee
problem.
struggled a lot. I had him in fantasy, so I know.
But I think Pickett, he'll get the ball out a little quicker. They should be a little bit better, and they should be good. They'll always be solid on defense. It's a Mike Tomlin team. They're going to
win
go
games.
500.
They're going to
at
win
least.
some
They
games
will go
this year.
500, but it's about how much better than 500 do they make the playoffs. Give me the Steelers that game.
You're
I want
taking the Steelers over the
I
Niners?
think I want the Steelers. Niners, they get out of the gate slow. And I think the Steelers.
We are talking about Brock Purdy offense.
Brock Purdy with we'll see how his arm is.
That's true.
I just I don't know. I think the Steelers get a big upset, and I think the Steelers are a little better than people expect this year.
I think they're going to be okay, but I'm not taking them against the Niners. I think the Niners are one of the shoo-ins for the best teams in the NFC.
That's my crazy pick.
All
this
right,
week.
I
want
respect
the
it.
Steelers. I want the Steelers. All right. So now we're going into the 4:25 window.
Uh-oh.
First one we were talking about, a West Coast showdown. We got the Raiders and the Broncos in Denver, Mile High. What do you got?
I don't like that at all. This is one of those games that you have to call twice a year, and I don't like picking either time.
No.
Last year I took the Raiders both times, and I think I was right both times.
Yeah, most of the Broncos.
The Broncos were not good.
No.
This year they have Jimmy G. I don't know, man. I think the Broncos aren't going to be as good as people are saying, but I do think they can win this game. So I'm going to take the Broncos.
I like the Broncos. I think they're gonna be much improved. I don't think you can get much worse. It was like the
True.
Russell Wilson touchdown passes versus bathrooms stat.
That was
going
bad.
around. Yeah, it can't be that worse again. They have Sean Payton.
That's a big change.
I think they
That's
were
a great
running an
coach.
amateur operation in Denver last year,
Mm-hmm.
and it was in the first game of the year. They didn't kick the field goal with Brandon McManus when they should have.
Yeah.
And I think that was how their whole season went. It was bad decision after bad decision, but they have a real NFL coach in there, and I think they win 10 games. If they
10
don't, they got a
games?
good roster, and they should. I mean, and if they don't, then Russell Wilson may have been a fluke.
That's a tough schedule for them. They play the Chiefs twice. They play the Chargers twice.
I like them. I think they should be a good offense. It should just be an easy West Coast offense.
Yeah.
Hit the tight end a lot, run the
I mean,
ball.
they have a great defense.
Yeah, they got that defense. They invested big money in the line, McGlinchey. They have a good defense, and I think they'll be a good team. But we will see.
That's your pick.
Taking the Broncos, and I think they'll be good too. All right. Eagles Patriots here. Eagles Patriots in Gillette.
Let me start by saying I'm the biggest Patriots fan out here.
Big
That's my team. We're in Gillette, and little known fact, we will be honoring Tom Brady during halftime of that game. You know, the guy who won 6 Super Bowls with us. It was a grand old time. That being said, the emotions are going to be high. The Eagles are coming off a Super Bowl loss. Big upset.
Big upset.
I'm taking the Pats.
Taking
I have
the
to.
Pats.
I have to.
Wow. All right. We're
have to.
taking the Pats. I will not be doing that. I'll probably
respect
collect a free.
I'll respect it. I gotta take them though.
Give me the Eagles. They're tough. I mean, their line is disgusting.
It is.
Jalen Hurts is big. He just runs over people, and I don't know. They're a very scary team. Jordan Davis and
Don't sleep on that Pats defense
Jalen
though.
Carter and all the Georgia dogs.
Yeah,
Oh my
you got
gosh.
some dogs there.
I just. Wow, that is a football. I can't
They're
believe they
a
lost
team.
to the Super Bowl. I mean,
They're
they
a
were
good team.
incredible.
But will they be in a slump?
Will they be in a song? Super
know.
Bowl hangover. Maybe,
That's a real thing.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe Devontae Smith's legs stop working or something, or then AJ Brown again. I don't know. But
Yeah.
it should be a good game. Bill Belichick will keep it close.
I got some big
Yeah.
hopes for this offense. That's another team that really struggled last year. Juju's a new addition. We got some rookies in there.
Yeah.
We got Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah, Zeke, he should be. He'll make some things happen. He's
Yeah.
an underrated signing. I
We
think.
needed that for that goal line presence. We were stuck at the 1 to 5 yard line and not hammering into the end zone.
He's not done. I can't.
He's got some wheels left on him.
I mean, it was hard to imagine playing anywhere other than Dallas, but now I can. This makes.
I'm all
sense.
for it.
Yeah.
I wasn't at first,
Right.
but I started to think about it more, and a power back is exactly what we needed for
Absolutely.
this scheme.
So now we're going back to the West Coast. We got Rams Seahawks.
Ooh.
Okay.
That has the big potential of being a good game.
Maybe. The Rams, can they turn around? Getting
Mm-hmm.
Stafford back. A lot of the guys are healthy again. They're trying to get that Super Bowl magic back, but the Seahawks. All of a
Seahawks
sudden,
were a real deal
now
last
they're
year.
good. Yeah, we got Geno Smith, Njigba, DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker. That's a solid team.
I think the
that's a
problem
solid
with this
team.
game is how many injuries were going into this. So
Yeah.
Jackson Smith is out. We will
Jackson's
not see
out.
his
No,
debut.
No Jackson Smith.
And on the other side, Cooper Kupp is day to day. We do not know if he will be making his season debut.
Yeah, you love to see the guys go against each other. You hate the injuries week one.
It's tough. All these practice injuries and preseason injuries.
Yeah.
You never like to see it going into week one.
No, you want to see the teams, but you can't.
Yeah.
So have we? I didn't give it. I took the Eagles last
You
time.
did take the
All right,
Eagles,
So
yep.
now I'm taking Seahawks, Rams. I'm gonna have to take the Seahawks only because it's in Seattle.
Gino
my
didn't
pick.
write back.
Yep.
I'm taking the Seahawks.
Fair enough. I think that's a good pick. Dolphins, Chargers in
Woo.
LA. That should be a good game.
That sounds like a fun game.
It sounds fun. It sounds like high flying. It sounds like receivers.
Yes.
Tyreek Hill running everywhere. Keenan Allen. He'll be open.
Keenan Allen will
He's
be
always
open.
open. Eckler, he'll probably get a few.
Throw it up to Mike Williams.
Mike Williams.
He'll come down
fun.
with it.
Yes. Yeah. There's some good players there in that game. I hope we'll see if the Dolphins keep throwing the ball 50 times a game this year.
I don't know. Can Tua do that?
Probably not. And they got to run the ball. They did not run the ball at all last year. They're in gun every play. They look like they're playing Madden.
Yeah.
But I respect it, and I think McDaniel has a lot of fun.
Well, their top back over there is Raheem Mostert. Big fan of. He's very fast in Madden, which I love.
Very fast.
He was great on the Niners, and he hasn't really picked anything up since. So will they use him to that potential, or is he just the number one back there, and we're not going to see him?
Yeah, they're just trying that zone blocking scheme. Not working the same way it did in San Francisco for McDaniel, unfortunately. Last game of the 425, and it's one I'm excited for.
Well, we got to make our picks. We never picked.
Oh, we did. Oh, you're right. We never did that. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm just
You're
so excited for the
I
next,
know what's coming.
You know,
I know it's coming.
All right. We got to wait for it. I'm taking the Dolphins. I like the Dolphins.
See, I don't like either team in terms of they both have flaws. But I think the Chargers can scrape one out here.
Chargers, they're at home. I wasn't confident in the Dolphins. I just had to pick one.
That one's a coin flip.
Yeah,
this game can go either way.
I had to pick one.
Who's going to make more mistakes?
Dolphins were looking at me. I picked Tua in fantasy yesterday, so give me the Dolphins.
That might have been your mistake there.
That was my mistake. I mean, I would have taken Herbert if he was there, though. So we got Packers and Bears in Chicago. I'm a Bears fan. I'm a pretty big Bears fan. Shamelessly.
That's good, though. That's good.
I love them, despite what they do to me year after year.
I feel bad.
We're on about a 6 to who knows game losing streak against the Packers at this.
Is that
point.
what it is now?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It was 2018. It's the last time.
Oh
we beat
man,
them. Yeah,
that's got to be.
But then that changes this week. This time it changes.
Yeah, we're talking about Jordan Love.
We got Jordan Love. Things are different. Aaron Rodgers, the big bad man.
He's gone
out of the division. He's gone
into the AFC.
He sold his ownership stake, and now the Bears own themselves. No more big bad Rodgers and Fields. I love Justin Fields.
Oh, Fields'
DJ Moore,
game.
give him some weapons. He's got a healthy Claypool now. Tunyon should be, a more serviceable tight end than whatever they had running around last year.
I like Khalil Herbert, too.
Khalil Herbert's fun. Deontay Foreman, Roshan Johnson. I think that's going to be a much improved offense. And I think they'll be able to score 30 on the Packers this week. And now the defense, just hold them. Get some key third down stops, some key turnovers, and I think that's a win there. I think the Bears should win that game.
I like the Bears this year, and I haven't before. It's just, they struggle a lot.
It's hard to like them.
Justin Fields needs to take the step up. He's in the same spot as Mac, where if they don't take the step up, they might not be on the same team next year.
It's true.
This is the best offense Fields has seen this year.
By far.
DJ Moore is a huge addition. He is an awesome wide receiver to have. And if it's anything like preseason, they're going to be fun to watch. Great duo to have. I like the Bears in this game too. I really do. And this division is wide open. We talked about the Vikings earlier and how we don't know where they're going to be at. This could go anywhere for this division.
It's hard to gauge because the Bears seem to be on the way up. So do the Lions. The Packers and the Vikings seem to be on the way down.
But we don't know what we're getting from Jordan Love.
We don't. So we'll see where all these teams, because they seem kind of even. I think this will be a really competitive division.
It definitely is going to be competitive. If Jordan Love, though, is up to the Aaron Rodgers level that people have stated on that team, you might be in for some trouble for the next couple years.
That is a very scary thought to imagine them just bridging from Favre to
Rodgers to Love.
Let's hope not, for every Bears fan's sake, because it's been too long.
I imagine Lions fans and Vikings fans are also in the same category.
I feel the same way. Yeah. That's the only thing that we can get along with them is,
I'm sure you are all very happy Rodgers is gone.
Very.
He's my problem now.
Yeah, he's someone else's problem. All right. Now we got Sunday Night Football. We have Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants in MetLife. That should be an interesting game.
This should be a great game.
Yeah.
These are two good defenses going at it. And the offenses, they're up in the air. They both have good potential. Darren Waller is going to be the key to the game, I think.
Yeah, can the Giants, there's a lot of hype.
Can they utilize Darren Waller? Can they utilize Saquon? And can Daniel Jones actually be that guy?
Expectations are high. I mean, and the coach's DeBall, it's his first year. He makes the playoffs. He wins a playoff
game that nobody had them even making the playoffs.
Yeah,
so.
and Jones, he got his money. He played good at the right time. He was bootlegging all over the place. And, I don't know. That's a lot of money to be investing, but they had to.
They gave him what, 40 million?
40 million a year over 4 years, I believe. So I mean, there will probably be an out at some point, but
has to be.
It's that's a big investment, and it's a big commitment. But they believe their defense is where it needs to be, and I just hope they don't be limited. I think the Giants have a lot of talent. I'm taking the Cowboys in this game all day. With that being said,
we can talk all day and night about the Cowboys or the Giants' potential, but we know what we're getting from the Giants, and this is a team that has not lost to the Giants behind Dak Prescott since I believe I saw 2016, his rookie year.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I think that was the stat I just saw earlier. I don't know if the Giants can really slow that team down enough, because I mean, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. That's a fun two-way wide receiver. Tony Pollard's a great running back. That's a tough offense to slow down.
Regardless, it's a tough defense to score on. And the Giants, they have some weapons, but I don't know how much firepower they necessarily have. They can scheme their way to scoring some points here and there. And
Absolutely.
I think Saquon will obviously, score, he'll put the team on his back at times, but I think they're going to need some consistent pocket play from Daniel Jones, and I just don't know if they get that against one of the best defenses in the league.
Micah Parsons might eat that game.
Right. So, I mean, we'll see. I like the Cowboys, but I think the Giants keep it close.
I think it'll be it's a Sunday night game. We're talking, the lights are going to be shining. It's going to be a close game.
Agreed. Bills and Jets, also in MetLife, back-to-back nights for them. That'll be a quick turnaround. That should be fun. Monday Night Football. Bills, Jets, Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers, Jets debut. The hype is there.
Kind of buried the lead.
Yeah.
He'll be good. I love Aaron Rodgers. I'm glad I can finally say it. I love
now you can admit.
He's freaking awesome. Like, he is a killer. He is a killer. And I don't think this will go any other way than a nice Aaron Rodgers victory.
So you see him taking down the Bills.
Absolutely. I've liked the Jets this week. I think they're talented. I think he brought a lot of his guys back. Him and Lazard, they'll be good. Giving it to Dalvin. Brees is already back.
Yeah. Two great running backs right there.
Everybody's worried about the line, and that is a concern, but Rodgers gets the ball out in 2 seconds if he has to.
Can the receivers keep up with that, though?
Yeah.
They're used to Zach Wilson.
Right.
That's a different quarterback.
Garrett Wilson's going to need to step up, but I think he's that guy. So I love the Jets, and their defense will be great.
Yeah.
It has been great for a while, and they've been held back by poor quarterback play, and I think Rodgers is the perfect answer for that.
Well, last year their statement was, we're a quarterback away.
Right, and I believe him. I personally believe, and I think Aaron Rodgers is one of the best talents of all time. So I think it's a very special opportunity the Jets have.
They do have a special opportunity. Might I remind you how similar this is to a previous opportunity they had?
Right.
A certain Packer came to them.
Yes, it's
and it was not that successful.
Almost too similar.
Yeah, I'm talking Brett Favre. I'm going to go the route that you are not going. I think it's going to be a slow start for that team. They're going to struggle getting all this chemistry up. That line is a problem. If you can't get the ball out in enough time, you're going to get sacked. You're going to force turnovers. Aaron Rodgers had the most turnovers he's had in his career last year. If he does that again this year, that team's going to struggle. And we're talking about the Bills team here that has dominated the AFC East. They've been Super Bowl contender the last 3 years. I can't sleep on them this year. I'm taking the Bills.
Taking the Bills. We got a lot of differences here, and we're going to come back to this,
yes,
next
we
week.
are.
And we're going to see. We're going to
tally this up
game by game. All right, you were wrong here.
I like how I'm wrong here.
Yeah, right. We'll see. We'll compare the records, and we'll get there.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to do some fantasy talk.
Yes, I'm very excited for this because I'm very excited for the fantasy season.
I am too.
I am the reigning champ in my league.
Wow.
Yes, so
very.
I have expectations high.
You can't lose now.
I can't lose. I've talked all the trash this offseason. I have the trophy at home.
Wow.
Yeah,
what's the trophy?
It's the trophy. That was what mattered the most to me.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You want me to go through my lineup first? You want to go through yours?
Let's hear your team.
All right,
Let's hear your team.
So I had the second pick in the draft, 8-man league. Snake draft. So I'll go from quarterback I'll do all my starters and then go to bench. So quarterback, I have Jared Goff. I'll see his debut Thursday. You can see why I'm high on the Lions. Starting running backs, I have Josh Jacobs, Ramondre Stevenson, and in the flex, Damon Pierce. At wide receiver, I have A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson. I have the big question mark now at tight end, Travis Kelce. Huge player for me last year, and I couldn't not pick him with my first pick. I have the Patriots defense. It's risky, I know, especially against the Eagles, but I think the turnovers they get will aid in fantasy. And at kicker, I got Graham Gano. On the bench, I'm looking at DJ Moore, Alexander Mattison, Marquise Brown, J.K. Dobbins, Cole Kmet, Jordan Addison, Jerick McKinnon, and on IR, I have JJ. I have Taylor from the Colts.
Taylor.
Yeah.
It's a good looking squad. Can you back it up though?
Can I back it up?
How did you? My question is, how did you end up with Jared Goff as your QB1?
So my game plan going into the draft was getting Fields, actually.
Okay.
And he went earlier than I expected, and a lot of other quarterbacks went before Fields. So I'm thinking, I'm safer. Next thing I knew, the best quarterback available was Jared Goff. So I ended up drafting a lot of other players before my quarterback. And before I inevitably went down, I took Jared Goff. I'm not mad about it. There's worse quarterbacks to get, especially with, I think, a high-powered offense there. He's going to throw a lot.
Got it. I was in a similar situation. I was in an 8-man league draft last night. I got down to the point there was 6 quarterbacks taken, the top 6, and it was Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert left. And it was me and one other guy who hadn't taken a quarterback, so I figured I was good. I was just going to keep drafting running backs and receivers, stack them up, until some guy decided he needed a backup quarterback in like the 10th round and took my guy Trevor Lawrence. So I was like, oh no. And I looked, and the other guy picked before me. He was getting Herbert.
He knew.
There was nothing I could do. So I had to pick up Tua and Aaron Rodgers quick. They were my 9 and 10. Yeah.
AFC East
good.
right there.
Yeah, I did what I could.
Yeah.
You know, I was stuck. I could have maybe gotten Dak Prescott or Deshaun Watson were my other options.
I'm not liking those two in fantasy.
So I took Tua and Aaron Rodgers. Luckily, the rest of my team's good. I took in the first round, I took Tyreek Hill. And then there's a no tight end in this league, by the way. So if you want one, you can draft them. They just go into your flex. I took Travis Kelce round 2, about 13th or 14th overall. So not a bad time to get him in this
He's
draft.
still a 20-point guy if he's healthy, which
Right,
he will be if he doesn't play this week.
As long as he's
playing,
I'll be fine with that. Garrett Wilson was my 3rd pick. Then Najee Harris, DJ Moore. I got then Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, Alvin Kamara, and Jamal Williams. I got both of them for when Kamara comes back. We'll see. I don't know how viable he will be, but still a starting running back, and we'll see. Michael Pittman and George Pickens are the rest of my 2.
Okay.
And then the kicker, I got Harrison Butker, so I guess that's a quality kicker. And then Washington Commanders defense. It's going to be a rotating thing. They're playing Arizona.
It's great to have against the Cardinals. Yeah. I mean, that might just be fun. Just pick whoever's facing the Cardinals and basically go from there.
Them or the Texans or any whatever offense ends up being terrible, because there will be a few that's usually how I go for defenses. I usually just go like, all right, who's playing the worst team in the league? And
sometimes you just got to slot them in and just hope for the best at that point.
It's very rare for me to get too attached to a defense, except last year I did have the Bills defense. And if anybody had Bills defense last year, they know what they did. They were great for a huge part of the season, but then the playoffs came around and they disappeared. And I made the mistake of playing them against Miami a couple of times.
Oh man,
it doesn't transcend. I mean, you got to look at the matchup.
I mean, if you look at a divisional game, those are so much different than just on paper games.
Miami was able to do some things.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
So, it should be an interesting one. I have a high stakes draft tomorrow. I have the 2nd pick.
Oh, okay.
I would love it if I could get some Justin Jefferson, but I know I won't.
He's going 1.
So
he's been the universal one.
I'm so afraid of Jamar, but I think I have to do it. I
Jamar.
can't just take Eckler, can I? And McCaffrey?
If it was up to me, I would have said take Kelce, but now he's on the.
Oh, it's a no tight end though.
Oh, it's a no tight end. Okay, then there you go. You're in that same boat. I think Eckler's a better pick.
Eckler?
If you ask me, he's a touchdown machine, and that's what you need in fantasy.
2nd pick is really a hard.
It's a tough
place
spot.
to pick
You're in a
this
tough
year.
spot.
Yeah, I don't think number one will make it easy on me. Last year in this league, I got Jefferson and Jamar 10 and 11 last year. It was
How?
insane. I don't know. They fell in my lap 10 and 11 last year.
Wow.
And I missed the playoffs.
Really?
I missed the freaking playoffs. I had these couple losses by 2 points.
Oh yeah.
I was second in the league, but lost my matchup. In points. So
yeah.
many times it was tough.
Brutal.
9-6 with the most points scored.
Yeah. I had a season one time. I went like 4-12 or whatever.
Yeah.
I had the most points scored.
Yeah.
And I lost I was like, dude, this is insane.
Fantasy's great. I don't know. This changed my whole thought on the scoring. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But that can happen, I guess.
You just
know?
need somebody to have a better week than you, and then
Yeah.
you lose.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how much your average score is.
It was like the 09 Chargers or something. They had like the number one ranked
Yeah.
offense and defense and missed the playoffs
Yeah.
or something. It can happen. Statistics can be statistics.
Yeah.
They will go a wacky way sometimes. And that's what happened last year. But I'm hoping this year that doesn't happen. I'm hoping I have the best of luck in fantasy this year. And I hope that all of our listeners have the best of luck this year too.
Except the people in my league. I
Yeah,
hope you know
if you're
I'm
listening.
going to beat you.
Yeah, I will get you.
Yeah, so that sums it up. Thanks for tuning in and listening.
This has been the Blowout Sports Podcast. I'm Ryan Hayes.
And I'm Dylan Bracha.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah, we will. We will definitely be tuning in, getting some breaking news on, different sports, basketball, soccer world.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
This has been the Blowout Podcast with Ryan Hayes.
Dylan Bracha. See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in.
Couple parts.